training hard on what I'm doing. I've got a dietitian in, and you know, things are moving good. And you know, it's just onwards and upwards from there. I mean, he's a good fighter, this Italian, but at the end of the day, if I can't beat him, I'm not going to be world champion, am I? So I'm here to beat him, and that's 100% what I'm going to do.
How much do you know about him? Have you studied him on tape?
I know he's boxed once outside of Italy, and that was in Germany. He got a win out there. I see it. He boxed well, he done well, dug in deep, but you know, digging in deep ain't going to be good enough when he gets in the ring with me.
You've frustrated over the last 12 months as gone for you, what with injuries and probably not getting out as much as you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's work, isn't it? And you know, I'm used to in the gym training, active, fighting, and when you've got injury, you know, you've got a cast on your hand and you're restricted from doing things that you love doing. And it's all right, it gets you down sometimes, but you know, you've got to get on with it, you know, try to get it repaired the best you can and crack on with it, life goes on. But you know, I'm here today.
The last time we saw you, you were about to start hitting the bag, I think maybe start sparring. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I've been doing plenty of pad work, bags, punching to a full extent with it. So that's all I'm waiting for now is just a bit of sparring that starts next week, and hopefully, but all so far it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I've been punching, not holding back on the pads and bags, and that, and it's a lot better. It's probably really thanks to the doctor who done it. I think he's fixed it now.
Was the first session fundamentally tough to actually just start doing it?
Yeah, I mean, when you first put the glove on, you always got that in your head that you don't want to, you know, nag it and reoccur another injury. But you know, thank God I've been took it nice and slow. Jimmy's eased in with it, and you know, I'm back fit punching again.
How do you feel now you've had dietary advice as part of your training as well?
It's helped me a lot, to be honest, because you know, I think that, you know, well, it is. I mean, 70% is your diet, and I've got a real good dietitian now, and he's really. To be honest with you, I'm eating more than what I did, but you know, it's all fresher and cleaner, and you know, at certain times and that, and you know, it's really helping me a lot.
Has that been an eye-opener? Does it make you look back on?
Well, it is. I mean, listen, if everybody was struggling to make weight in the boxing game, and they was all not eating and not drinking, we'll all be on the level playing field, wouldn't we? But everyone now has got dietitians and that, so if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. And I think you're going to see a lot different with Saunders this year.
And also, you know, you've got Tyson and Bill, they're both travellers. There's a little race there who's going to win or fight for the world title out of the two. So it's a little bit of competition going on.
I was speaking to him the other day, matter of fact, about it. He was having a little bit of a joke about it. But, you know, it is. We are on for it, who can get it first, you know, because, you know, like I say, if I win it today and he wins it tomorrow, I'm still going to be the first traveller to win a world title. And, you know, we was having a little bit of banter about it the other day and that, but, you know, it's good if we can both get on and do it. I think that, you know, who knows, maybe if we both come for a fight, so we never know, we might be on the same show fighting for it, you know, on the same night. It'd be good, wouldn't it?
Do you think it's Derek?
Sorry?
Who do you think will win it? Derek?
Listen, it's an interesting fight, isn't it? Because, you know, when they boxed last, Derek wasn't at his best. And he come in, what did he come in, 18 stone, I think, something like that. I mean, you know, that's not Derek. Now he's lost weight, he's more inside, he's explosive. And I think that's the reason why the fight's selling so well, because, you know, Tyson's a character, as we know, but, you know, if there's anyone to beat Tyson, Derek, you know, could do it. But you've got to go with the favourite, and I think Tyson's pretty good at his job. He's nice and, you know, he's big, he's got the reach advantage and that, so it's going to be an interesting fight, though, I know that. Tyson has to come in on his A game. And 16, and they leave the game, and, you know, they go out to work, you know, and they go out to work, and, you know, they're broad, and they haven't got time to train, but, you know, thank God, you know, I've had my dad and I'm stuck with it, and, you know, I'm getting my rewards now.
Do you think being from a traveller society makes it harder to be successful?
No, I think, listen, I think, you know, whatever race or whatever you are, it's just, you know, we're all human beings, aren't we? You know, it all depends how hard you want to work. If you want to work hard and get it, you can get it, you know. We're all on the, like I say, we're all on the same playing field.
Mike, I have to mention the E word. Where does Eubank fit into all this, and how far down the line?
Well, he's supposed to be here this morning, and they're here, or they're on their way, or we've just had a bit of trouble trying to get through to him just now, so I don't know what's going on. Where does he fit into it? He fits into, I suppose, he's, you know, Bill's obviously well ahead of him as far as winning the British Commonwealth, and hopefully wins this one. But down the road, that's a big fight. I know there's no love lost. What's that you said the other day? So you get flogged with chains.
Yeah. Listen, he is what he is, isn't he? He's just, we're different. We're made of different stuff. He's just, I don't rate him personally. No disrespect. I don't ever run any fighters down because I know what it takes to get in the ring. But people compare him with me, he's a joke. Like walking about the ring and not moving from one spot. I'd smash him to pieces. Honestly, really would.
Do you think it's slightly distasteful the way that he acts in the ring?
Listen, it worked for his dad, and his dad trying to put the label on him. But his dad was a 10 times better fighter than him. Now, at 15 fights, he's still fighting bums out of a pub. I could walk to a pub, pull someone out, and win a better fight than him. I really honestly could. But it is what if he wants to pad his record, and to meet someone half decent and gets laid on the canvas out cold, it's down to himself, isn't it?
In fact, given what we saw at Wembley and what can generate from two British fighters, you can sit on maybe the next great one.
Yeah, I just think, British boxing's on such a high. It was a fabulous night at Wembley. It's great for British boxing. It's great for boxing to be on the back pages of newspapers. And all those guys like the Patrick Collins of this world who keep telling us that it's a dying sport. It's not. There's an audience out there. They want to see big fights. And, that was a testament to that on Saturday. But we've had big crowds out for fights over the years, and they will come out for a big, for the right type of contest. And what we're all trying to do is to put together meaningful matches that are, as far as the public are concerned, are 50-50 fights. Bill's fight is a 50-50 fight. Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora is a 50-50 fight. And other ones on the card. And for that, you expect fans to turn out for them. So, yeah, it's great. I thought Saturday was great for the game. It wasn't the fight wasn't the same as the last fight. It was nowhere near like the first fight, but explosive ending. But the fans were turned out for it. And that to me shows you that the fans want to see the sport.
He's on Box Nation. Do you have any say in how he's moved along opponents?
Well, it's his dad's obviously his dad's a very significant part of his career. And at the end of the day, he's had 15 fights now. I'm sure he'll be stepping up, fighting in 10 rounders and so forth. So, he'll have to do that.
Well, he's obviously miles behind Billy.
Well, Bill, as I say, Bill's got the British and Commonwealth title. He's won them. He's defended. Bill would be further on if it weren't for the injuries now. Bill would be, he may have already fought for the world title. He might be sitting here as world champion. But over the years, it's been unfortunate for him. He's had a couple of operations on his hand. He's been out. I bet he's lost at least a year and a half of his career. And despite that, he is where he is. So, it tells you the type of fighter that Bill is and the type of fighter he can be.
So do you think this is something that this is going to simmer, and do you think either one?
Do you know what fights can happen out of nothing? We've seen that happen. George Groves and Carl Fropp happened again because of George Groves, because George Groves forced the issue. George Groves went to the IBF. He petitioned them for a rematch. If he hadn't have done that, I don't think Carl Fropp would have fought him. Well, he said he would. So anything can happen. That little spark causes a fight that suddenly captures the public imagination, and away you go. And I think that it's a natural fight. It is a natural fight. You hear what Bill said. I know that things have been said from the Eubanks camp. Down the road, and hopefully not too far down the road, that's a big fight. And I'm sure Bill's not worried about it.
Frank, you hope to cash in on maybe the casual fan that actually went to Wembley and now might look for another card to go and see?
Well, of course, that's what we want to do. You've got a hardcore of fans who go to certain events, and obviously our event is not in London, it's in Manchester. Of course you want to get those other fans involved and keep them in. You've got a lot of circumstances as well. There was no Premier League on Saturday. That was all those things happened to it. There was a good build up to it. I'm hoping we'll get the same thing, for our show up in Manchester, and more, because out of these fights, as I say, if our guys win, if the Brits win, because certainly a Brit will win out Chisora, or a Brit and an Irish win out Chisora and Fury. But whoever the winners are of these fights, if that fight is going on to fight for the world title, they're going to fight for the world title. So that can only be great for the game, and you're going to have a live opponent going in with Klitschko. No one can say that's not going to be the case. The winner of Chisora and Fury make a viable opponent for Klitschko. And let's get it right, Klitschko's not fought a viable opponent for God knows how long. Pulev was supposed to have fought Derek Chisora and pulled out of the fight, wouldn't fight him, pulled out the first place.
You mentioned that Billy's fight and Chisora and Ferry's fight was 50-50 fight. What do you believe is going to tip the scale? What's going to make the difference to result in the winner?
What, on the night?
Yes.
The man who wants it the most. The desire and the want to win. You know, they both... Tyson Fury is a proud man, Derek Chisora certainly is a proud man, and Derek Chisora has turned his life around as far as boxing is concerned, in all aspects of it. Maturity, his dietary requirements, how he trains, all that's been changed around, and for me, he's a different person, and you know, whatever the result is, that's a success story in boxing that he's managed to be able to do that. Tyson Fury is a guy that's as proud as anything. He does what he thinks he's the best man on the planet, so has all the ingredients of a tremendous fight.
Do you think this one will really kind of capture the imagination now that boxing grows down?
Yeah, I mean, when we made the fight, it's a good heavyweight fight. You know, whatever weight, that is a better heavyweight fight than I can think of anything else that's on at the moment. I mean, you know, or maybe the Stavern fight a few weeks ago, and was a cracker. That was a good fight. There's no doubt about that. They had a tremendous battle. But this for me is the best heavyweight fight out there. I mean, you know, I'd much rather be watching this than watching Klitschko fight someone. And I think the fight fan will. You know that these guys, they don't have to fight each other. They could have stayed apart. They could have both bided their time to get into the #1 slot. What they're doing, they're short circuiting this. Let's get to #1. If I'm in the #1 position, I'm mandatory contender. I haven't got to give options away. I will fight Klitschko. He can't duck me. If he ducks me, just keeps fighting bums, then obviously the fans will see that he's not for real anymore. And he has to fight one of these. And I think that the business will call for that.
What do you think of Peter?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. You know, he's proved that he's world champion. But out with Golovkin, Sergio Martinez, you know, the other world champions, you know, apart from Felix Sturm, he's there to be beaten, isn't he? I mean, he's strong, good puncher, but he can definitely be outboxed and outfoxed. And you know, I think I would love the opportunity. That's the reason why I'm sitting at this table today. You know.
Actually, Frank, to both of you, actually, the result of the weekend between Sturm and Solomon, does that slightly change your options?
Well, you know, it's nice to have options, whatever way you do. Again, what we're trying to do is force the issue. Quinlan is a good fighter. He's got power in his punches. He can bang. I think Bill's got better boxing abilities than him, and I think that Bill, once he gets himself absolutely right, I think you'll see he'll start stopping people. So for me, that's the direction I'd like to go with him. I think that's a good fight for him, and I'd want to get the fight here. We'll do our best and move heaven and earth to get it there.
Billy, you fought in Manchester before, haven't you?
Yeah, I boxed Matt Scriven there a few years back, and his second pro fight.
You knocked him out early on. Are you hoping to get the sort of Union fans on your side and show a smile on the night?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of fans, to be honest with you. I've got a lot of fans in Manchester. I mean, a lot of mates of mine are Tyson's mates as well. So, you know, his support will be my support there as well. But, yeah, it's a good place to box. I mean, I've never boxed at this arena. So, you know, it'll be a bit new, but I've heard it's an unbelievable arena. So it'll be a very good night of boxing. I think there'll be a lot of Manchester fans coming out that night. Mostly all Manchester fans, I believe.
Billy, you've come back from your injuries, you've changed your diet. How have you mentally prepared? How are you mentally prepared?
I think this, you know, setting down and like eating more and drinking more, the clean stuff, you're thinking, well, I'm losing weight, but I'm eating and drinking more. I think that's mentally pulled me on again. You know, I think that's going to make me more stronger into the later rounds and that. And you know, because when I used to make weight before, I used to do it my way, where I'd done it for the England camp and that. You know, I used to eat right and do, but it was not the right way. This is the right way I'm doing it now, and I need this to move on to the next level of my career. And that alone will give me confidence and a big boost.
And it's not just about just eating right for the fight. You've got to eat right all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's the in-betweens the way. Suddenly pile on the pounds, and you're not training for the fight. You're training to lose the weight. And, you know, Bill looks in good shape now. He's got about 8 weeks to go. Was it 7 weeks to go? So he's got plenty of time to get himself down nicely, be strong at the weight, which is really important. And more importantly about this is, you know, if you're not carrying, for want of a better word, crap in your body, you're carrying, you know, you're eating the right foods and so forth, and like that. a lot of other things come with that. Speed comes with that. Your mind feels better. You don't, I mean, you know yourself, if you're a bit heavy, you don't feel so good, but if you get yourself right, your whole mental aspect, everything about you makes you feel, it brings you on another 20%. And I don't think Bill's actually got to that yet. You know, he won't like me saying this. His diet is what it is. He likes his fry-ups. I know that. He likes his junk food, and that's not a good combination. Same as what happened with Derek Chisora. You know, he's a biscuit eating champion of the UK. He could have been the world champion biscuit eater, but he stops all that now, and he's turned himself around.
I think that's good inspiration for me as well, because I see how Derek looked, you know, once he got a proper dietitian and that. And, you know, I thought, well, we might as well do the same. And, you know, you see all these top level fighters, you know, they've all got them. So I said it before, so if it's good enough for them, it's definitely good enough for me.
So the France have gone completely then, have they?
They're gone now, yeah. They're gone till after the fight for a week, and I'm back on the diet.
What's your post-fight treat?
Pardon?
What's your post-fight treat?
What, after? Probably a Nando's or something. I love Nando's.
Frank, you worked with a few fighters now, Derek, Ricky hasn't been known, who enjoyed their job. How's it been with Derek guys?
Well, I think they learned from it. You know, it's a funny thing. When Ricky was champion, and his lifestyle, we all know what his lifestyle was, and Ricky's a good bloke and that. We all know he liked to drink, and he liked to stuff himself with things he shouldn't have been doing. A lot of fighters thought he could get away with that, and there was quite a few fighters up there. You know, like I remember Paul Smith was quite heavy. A few other guys up there. They thought they could get away with that. They all look to a fighter, especially someone who's successful, and think that formula works. And if it works for him, it'll work for me. But it doesn't, and it didn't work for Ricky at the end, because Ricky could have been, you know, when he got into training, he really trained hard. There weren't a better guy in the gym than him. It was all the stuff in between. And it isn't the way, you know, footballers can't do it. You know, when Arsene Wenger came over to the UK, he changed all of the way footballers, their dietary requirements, their training methods, he changed all that. And we see now, not just footballers, but athletes. And that's what a boxer has to be. He has to, not just a boxer, he has to train and be an athlete.
So do you think what Ricky actually did for that period, generation of fighters, did some damage to those around him?
Damage?
What Ricky did, you know, in terms of living that life, and you said other fighters followed him, do you actually think he damaged those around him?
Well, I'd say damage. What he did is what he had a talent. He did have a talent, and you know, not everybody's got the same talent, so you can't get away with it. For a while, you get away with it, but it comes to a certain level, and then you don't. And that's what happened. And other guys were not getting away with it at a lower level. I mean, it's not the way to be. If you've got a Rolls Royce, you're not going to fill it with diesel. You're going to put the best, whatever they call it these days, petrol or green stuff, whatever it is you put in it. It's going to have the best fuel inside it, and that certainly is the same case as far as the human being is concerned.
When do you expect to hear back from the WBO about states?
I'm quite sure that we'll be okay within the next couple of weeks. You know, we've made the application, we'll see what they say, but I'm quite confident Bill wins this year going to the #1 spot. I'm very confident that will happen. Are there any other questions? We all done? Lovely. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming in.
Betway sponsors Froch vs Groves 2 on Sky Sports.